What's going on, guys, for another episode of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Myself, Brandon the Franchise Buck, alongside his tag team partner, Bishop. It's been a minute, but it's good to see you again.
Yeah, man, same to you. What's going on? How's everything going?
Oh, it's just another day in paradise that ends in Y.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too. We got a few things to talk about, not a whole lot, as anybody who is KC Sports knows that it's been a pretty calm sports weekend. A lot of exciting things, however, a lot of disappointments, but that's okay. We're going to be talking about the Kansas City Current. We're going to be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to be talking about how the games and matches were set and what have you, and all that good jazz. And some local stuff too, such as the Pitt State Gorillas overcoming the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats in a surprising win. I was very surprised about that. I was at work at the time, but I got to get some updates off my Apple Watch, and that was a good deal. But of course, first and foremost, we need to go ahead and show our respects to the people that keep our lights on. No pun intended, since my lights are off, but that's okay. This seems to be the best visual point for me with my situation. First and foremost, of course, follow us on the socials and what have you. You can follow us on the Twitter and
what's going on here? I got all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, I know, it's okay. It's a Monday. Follow us on the Twitter at @thisisKC_IESR. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook and the Gram. And of course, if you're watching us live on YouTube, just look up the IESR Sports, and then scroll on down and find This is KC Sports in one of the channels and what have you. That'll help you on out. In fact, I'll tell you this. I believe I told you and Larry B about this, but I had an acquaintance, I guess you could say. He's coming to realize that I have a lot of doppelgangers out there, and he was searching on YouTube and whatnot, and he thought he found me. He didn't, so I corrected him, and we have a new follower. So CJ, good to have you on board, and thank you for the follow. Thank you for the people that are watching us live, and all that good jazz.
Nice.
Sure. We absolutely love new followers. We absolutely love the support from the people that follow us, that keep up to date with us weekly. We're going to, at least me, I'm going to try and get a little bit better on the socials here. I've been lacking the last couple of weeks. But first and foremost, before all that good jazz, let's go ahead and pay our respects to the people that keep the lights on for us. Folks, we're going to take a small break, and we are going to come right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Folks, we will be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at @sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
Folks, we are back here. This is KC Sports right here on our IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. It has been a pretty laid-back weekend for sports and what have you. Let's go ahead and talk about the little guys before we talk about the big guys. Pittsburgh State University. If I can get my situation figured out here. It's my first day on using technology. But Northwest Missouri State loses to my alma mater 23-7. Now, once upon a time in a faraway land, the Bearcats and Pitt State used to have a really extreme rivalry. It was one of those games where it was kind of like say the Chiefs and the Raiders, or in this case, the Chiefs and the Bills, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And it was always that one game that we always dreaded attending Pitt State because we didn't know which way it was going to go. We had a hell of a roster at the time, but Northwest always seemed to have our number. They were just that good. And this past weekend, Pitt State was visiting Northwest, and we won over in Maryville, 23-7. Checking out some of the scoring drives here. I'm going to really try and pronounce this name because if anybody's seen the TikTok videos and this and that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But oh Christ, be on my side. Here we go. Luke Niegemann. I did it. Okay. All right. We did
Got it out.
Okay, Luke Niegemann. He was the main guy when it came from the first, second, third, and fourth quarter of the game. He was definitely the player of the game with the amount of carries that he had. 7-yard punt return, not the best, but I mean also in the same sense. That was the first drive for Pitt State. Northwest wouldn't actually even score until the fourth quarter, which is their one touchdown by Henry Martin. And then, of course, Elijah Morton got the final points for the three, and then in which case that was it. There really wasn't much to say about this game other than the fact that Luke was the main guy. And that's what can you really say? I mean, it was such an offset game, if you will, that you can't really see much about it. Big shout out to our main guy, Huddles 1025. Exciting game yesterday, and see you again in the playoffs. No, this was not the Bills Super Bowl win. It was a great, tough game with our MVP Josh Allen leading the way. Go Bills. We'll talk about that later, but excited to have you on board. Thank you for joining the show, and we appreciate the comment. What do you think, Bishop? What do you think about Pitt State moving forward?
Hey, I'm excited for him, man.
For sure.
It's always nice, especially after that situation game that they had against UCM.
Yep, against Central Missouri.
They're able to bounce back and take care of business because they got murdered in the stat box by UCM. So it's nice to see them bounce back.
100%. The 23rd is going to be their next home game against Harding, who's number 4 in Division II football. So anybody who wants a little bit of what the atmosphere will be like on the 23rd, if you've ever seen the movie Varsity Blues, that's exactly what small town USA in Crawford County, Kansas is all about. A lot of shops are closed, a lot of well, not even businesses, because you have a lot of bars and restaurants that are going to be airing the game through the MIAA network and what have you. Once upon a time in a faraway land, I knew when I was a communications major, you would have those kids. They would be over on campus at about, let's see, this is going to be, I want to say this is a noon game. It's not telling me, but I'm just going to assume because it's a Saturday. So, I mean, you would have the kids showing up at like 8 or 9 o'clock over at the communications department building, grabbing cameras, grabbing cords, grabbing boxes, grabbing this and that. I don't know if anybody has seen or not, but Carnegie Smith Stadium is basically a pretty decent college stadium. It's not like KU or K-State or anything like that, but I mean, it's good for what it's worth. Pitt State is the only school in the MIAA, let alone Division II football, that has a jumbotron and what have you. And let me tell you from personal experience, grabbing a what is it, a $25,000 camera and holding onto it with a bungee cord while it's attached to your belt, and you're climbing up a 16-foot ladder just to get into the ramp and what have you. It is not for the weak at heart. I can tell you that from perspective. I can tell you that when it was maybe 15 degrees outside and it was rainy and cold, and I was the only camera operator up there. I believe I got pneumonia the next day. That was great. But sometimes you got to take one for the team. Next game, 4 days, 19 hours, 42 minutes, and 50 seconds away. Pitt State goes up against Harding on November 23. So for those that are up in the Kansas City area, I know that you guys would be making a trip down to Pittsburgh, Kansas. Be safe, be well. I will not be there, but I will be keeping up to date with what's going down. I knew when we were going into the semis, which we'll talk about here in a bit, with the KC Current, that when I saw Orlando Pride on the deal, I knew it was going to be a battle. And I know that we had talked about this, that this would be a redemption game, that Orlando had our number for the season, and sure enough, nothing changed. What's today? Monday. So yesterday, when they took on the Orlando Pride in the semis, what have you, it unfortunately ended the season for the Kansas City Current as they lost to the Orlando Pride 3-2. Checking out just the general stats about this, this is going to go from Current to Orlando. Out of shots, 20 out of 13, or 20 versus 13. Shots on target, 4 for Current, 5 for Pride. Possession, 52% to Pride's 48%. Passes, 421 versus Pride's 388. Pass accuracy, pretty solid on both sides. 73 for the Current, 77 for the Pride. 10 and 10 for fouls on both teams. 2 yellow cards for the Current, 3 for Orlando, no red cards, 1 offsides for the Pride, and 4 corners for the Current and 3 for the Pride. Very overall close-up game. The women put forth their efforts and this and that. However, it just didn't get the job done. What are your thoughts about yesterday's game and the overall season?
Well, so weather here in Kansas City is pretty, soggy, wet, gloomy, just real miserable type weather here in KC. And it fits the narrative for yesterday. KC Current failed, like you said, 2-3 to Orlando Pride. Orlando Pride is such a good team.
They are.
They are such a good team. Um, I I figured that Casey Current getting as far as they got, from the rebound season that they had from last season, I knew they were going to just go all the way and take it. I had high hopes that they would, but just getting to the semifinals, like I said, from after a season like last season, that was perfect. I mean, do you have one of the the best player in National Women's Soccer League with Shawinga, the Gold Boot Award winner, MVP in my opinion. Um, it was a great fun season, and I can't wait to see what they do next season.
Absolutely, I agree. It was one of those games. I was I was breaking the rules, so if any of my bosses watches this pod, I apologize. I'll take the L on this one, but I was multitasking yesterday, um, with getting highlights from the game, of course, watching the Chiefs game, um, dealing with Kansas City crazies. So that was a splendid mixed match to keep 8 hours under my belt. The game itself, um, here's the thing. I knew from the get go. It wasn't me being a Debbie Downer or anything like that. I just knew from the get go that Orlando had our number, and this would be a match that the women would really have to show just out of the blue, extraordinary effort. And honestly, it's kind of like yesterday, which I'll talk about here in a second. There's no shame in losing to the Orlando Pride. They are such a magnificent soccer team, and our women, they busted their tails. This was such a remarkable season for so many reasons, and it had nothing to do with the matches. The matches itself were fun,
Mhm.
especially the ones that I were able to watch on television or on the Paramount app or whatever the case may be. But just the fact that the new stadium and what it did for the Kansas City community, what the team did in general for just women and children and teens alike, and what have you, and the fan and athlete interaction. Um, my buddy Richard being the fan that he's known today as the Teal guy, and what he's done. Um, I saw something. I don't know if it was on Instagram or what it was, but he did a commercial for a Kansas City Current tumbler and what have you. And shows him like going around, obviously with other actors, but shows him going around pulling out the yellow card because they were drinking from the wrong cup, and then showed the Kansas City Teal tumbler and what have you. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, this is a kid from Fort Scott, Kansas, who very talented, very very charismatic, very flamboyant, and he's doing his thing. He lives fairly close to the stadium, so it's easy for him to go to and attend games and this and that. And he he goes from simplistic Richard to the Teal guy, and it's just so fun to watch, and it's so fun, especially when you know somebody personally. And what the women have done this season, I think, is absolutely remarkable. I
Hmm.
think it goes a very long way. I believe this season and definitely planted the seeds for what's yet to come in the next coming 5, 10 years or what have you.
Yeah.
This definitely laid down what women's sports is all about. And it's not just with the Kansas City Current. I mean, maybe we've been paying attention to the Kansas City Current because it's Kansas City. But just think about everything just nationwide that's been going on in women's sports. NWSL has become very popular. For the first time since the, and this might be a biased opinion, but the first time since the debut of the league, um, because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, you got the WNBA that's been popping big, especially with them in college and what have you before being drafted to the WNBA, um, and so forth and so forth. It's something outside of the norm that we see. College softball or women's tennis or, whatever. And I just think it's remarkable. I think it's a great time for women in sports and all that good jazz.
Yep, I agree. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead. Let's give a round of applause for all women's sports, but most importantly for KC Current for holding it down.
100%. I love it. And I will promise myself, no matter the situation next year, that I will be stocking up a little bit more on some Kansas City Current merch.
Yeah, hey, same here. Next season, I'm definitely going to be at some games because I will be there. But before we break and switch gears, I also want to give a huge shout out to MNU football team over in Olathe, Mid-American Nazarene University football. They are back-to-back Heart South Conference champions. They won last year. They won this year. They headed into the playoffs. Hopefully that they can go ahead and they headed to nationals. Hopefully they can go ahead and take care of business over there. So shout out to MNU football.
Big shout out. Absolutely. I didn't realize that I actually passed by Mid-America all the time. I didn't even put two and two together. You see the same landscape while you're driving and this and that. You don't even really pay attention much.
Yeah.
Anymore. Like, hey, there you are.
Yep.
Oh, and I guess while we're on the topic of soccer and what have you, we gotta give credit where credit is due, even though it was a piss poor season. This actually broke my heart because he was my favorite player in the FIFA series for PlayStation and Xbox, obviously, but also watching him throughout the years and what have you. Big shout out to the now official former captain of Sporting KC, Johnny Russell.
Yeah, man.
That I read that morning, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I was not happy at all. I think I even said it might have been somebody that was just like, oh no, I tweeted it out. I was like, if he's gone, I'm done. We're Sporting KC, period. Can't really say that, but big shout out to him. Wish him the best, as well as goalie Tim Melia, who are both going to be parting ways from Sporting, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. We keep forgetting that professional sports is a business. Unfortunately, business moves either makes or breaks a team or makes or breaks fan bases or what have you. It also means that it's a time to evolve, if you will, on both sides or if one of the sides. So, big shout out to those guys, and wherever they go, hope them the best. We are going to take a short break. Do a big shout out to those that are also part of the IE Sports family. Then we are going to go into NFL football with the boys in red and what happened this weekend. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, what's coming up against Carolina. Some injuries that are healed up and ready to roll for next week, and all of that good jazz. So, folks, sit tight. We're going to take a small break, and we will be right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We will be right back.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-hosts Christopher Lehman and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, sports fans. It's me, your boy Larry B, and I want to walk you through the world of sports. No, not just the mainstream major TV deal type sports, although those are important too. But let me be your guide through your journey of all sports, from college to the pros, the minors, and everything in between. Each week, we are talking sports galore with true diehards just like you from a hardcore fan's perspective that's sure to quench your thirst around leagues you may know all too well and some you may even discover here. That's right, sports fans. If you love sports of all kinds, enjoy hearing amazing sports stories, and respect all sports because you know how difficult any of them can be to play or compete in, then this is your show. Join me, your boy Larry B, on the defining moment each week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and let the sports come to you.
Are you a fan of Buffalo sports? Are you thinking of changing loyalties and becoming a Buffalo sports fan? Do you even know where Buffalo is on the map? Did you know Canada is closer to Buffalo than New York City? Welcome to the Buffalo Huddle, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your host, Patty Bax. This is a podcast designed for you, the passionate sports fan. I know you love your sports. Who doesn't? I cover Buffalo sports and so much more by bringing in the human elements. I call it Buffalo Sports with a Twist. Join me as we take a journey into the world of Buffalo sports. I guarantee you'll fall in love with Buffalo just like I did. Each week we start with an inspiration, question of the day, a Buffalo fun fact, and a weekly challenge to you, the listener. Come huddle up with me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time for the Buffalo Huddle with Patty Bax on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As we say in Buffalo, go Bills!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is KC Sports right here on your direct feed for all that is sports. I don't even know why. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, Patty. I was calling you Huddles 1025.
I had to play it. I had, trust me, I was over here like, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it. After yesterday.
You know? I knew it was Patty.
No, shout out to Buffalo. You guys won that game fair and square. Y'all came to play. Y'all did your thing. Shout out to Buffalo.
You are not. I explained this to somebody yesterday. You know, you're not going to hear anything ungrateful on my side. You're not. Y'all came into play. Y'all, you know, you always play hard.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I still remember that 13-second game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we just didn't have the right openings and this and that, we would never even be talking about it. Period. But that's the thing about Buffalo.
It's always a good game. Like
it always is.
Like the NFL can get kind of stagnant and boring and stale watching certain teams play. But when Buffalo and Kansas City play, Man, it's great. It's great for television, and I
It
know
really
the
is.
NFL generates money when
Oh yeah.
things play.
Oh yeah. Yes, big shout out to Patty. Big shout out to Buffalo. Big shout out to the fan base. You know, they're always entertaining. You
Yeah,
know, I
Bills
don't know.
Mafia.
I don't know how long, and maybe Patty can say something about this. I don't know how long the fans have been doing the table gimmick and whatnot. I don't know if everybody in Buffalo, New York, is WWE fans or what have you. That's what I would have guessed.
Hey,
Um,
I just want to go and try the wings. Like you hear
yep.
so much stuff about their wings. So I'm like, and Chris Jones was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have 50 of them." So I'm like, dude, I just want to go. I just take a flight, try some wings, and then come back home.
Yep. Yep. You know, I definitely decided. I think it was this weekend that Brandon is going to be doing a little bit of flight next year and what have you. It
Said it
started
started
as
as
a
a
joke.
joke.
Okay. Okay. Well, that joke
Hey,
turned viral.
hold up. Who was just sitting around like, hey, you want let's do this as a joke. Let's jump off of some shit and land on the table.
I am going to say that somebody was watching WWE and they're like, "Hey, let's do what
I,
Rob Van Dam did
I
to Jeff
guarantee
Hardy."
I guarantee you it started out like as watch this. Watch this is always the leading up sentence to somebody doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the poster child of that. That was college, Brandon. That's not so much Brandon stuff.
I,
Ralph, what's going on, big man? Good to
I
see
was
you, bud.
just thinking about you, Ralph. What's going on? Can't wait for Christmas. Congratulations to Paul Skeens. He was voted Rookie of the Year.
Ooh, look at that already. Already, that's some good stuff right there, boy. I tell you, that is some good stuff right there. And because I'm a dumbass, I'm so sorry, Patty, but I just hit the follow button. So there you go on there. You can you can roast me all you want because I deserve it. Let's go ahead and let's just get the gimmick out of the way. Canadian fans who have a lot of who have
I can imagine that.
I can see that. I
Yeah,
can see that. Yep.
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Hey, hold my ale. Watch this.
Yeah, watch this. Don't you know?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Buffalo Bills have done it. They finally dethroned the Kansas City
Can't wait.
Chiefs.
Can't wait, Ralph.
The 9-2 now Buffalo Bills beat the now official 9-1 Kansas City Chiefs 30-21. I guess according to my Twitter feed that I did myself a favor by keeping the game on mute, which obviously I had to because I had to listen to the dispatch radio while I was making calls and this and that because people could not stand Tony Romo. That's beside the point. Let's talk about yards. Let's talk about stats and all that other good jazz. So Bills to Kansas City. You had 366 compared to 259. Passing yards, 262 comparable to 181. That's a big factor right there. Then, of course, you got 104 to your 78. I know that Kareem did his best. He could do as much as he could. That dude is a beast. He still is. He's definitely making redemption coming back to the team. Yards per play, you have 5.2 comparable to 5.0. 24 first downs compared to 19 first downs.
I bet it was, Patty.
I bet, yeah, I
bet it was.
Just watching the fan interaction and this and that, I could imagine that was a exciting time. Third down efficiency. This is kind of big. 9 out of 15, comparable to 5 out of 10. Well, my Christmas present of Steelers being the Chiefs to bring the end of the season is done. Yeah, you know.
Bills beat you to it.
Yep. Fourth down efficiency, 1 out of 2 versus 0 out of 1. Total plays, 71 out of 52. 2 sacks allowed for the Chiefs. That was, fumbles, none. Interceptions thrown, 1 out of 2. It wasn't the game. Here's the thing about Travis. Since Patty brought it up, Bishop, you might have a little bit more insight than I do because, like I said, watching the game in my peripherals and then kind of turning my head a little bit while taking care of downtown Kansas City and all the crazy. Boy, I got some stories to tell you. I might be able to tell you about that in the show. And I'm just hold on. Let's just break for 1 second here because I just have to say something. And I'm really understanding the difference between small town USA and the city. People in small town USA don't call the cops. We shoot and ask questions later. That's just small town mentality. You're on hold for 15 minutes with Kansas City PD, this and that, because one of your officers is trying to break up a fight between two people at a Quick Trip in Raytown, and there's guns involved, and your rookie officer is freaking out.
It's always a Quick Trip.
It's always a Quick Trip. That's like Disneyland for adults. That's like the happiest place on earth. You got your coffee, you got your candies, you got your junk food, you got this and that, you got hot dogs. No. We got people arguing with guns, and one of them was driving a Mercedes Benz. Like, how are you gonna be mad? You're at Quick Trip and you're driving a Mercedes. Why are you mad?
Yeah.
Anyways, 15 minutes on hold with KCPD. This is why people hire private security firms because I give up. I quit my job. No, I don't. Lucky needs toys and cat food. Back. That was my little rant. I'm good now. Anyways, back to the game. Bishop, you might have a little bit more insight than I do. What was going on with Travis? Was he just having a horrible game, or what's up?
That's a good question, man. I have no idea. Kelsey usually have great games against Buffalo. Like, he's always like, I don't think he's ever had a bad game against Buffalo that I can recall. I don't know. I don't know. Buffalo is like, hey, this guy, like everybody's been doing all season, 2 or 3 defenders on him. He only had 2 receptions for 8 yards. The issue is Mahomes only targeted him 4 times.
Yep.
So that sounds like a Mahomes situation, which the beginning of the game, I knew it was going to be some weirdo stuff going on. Like, I love Mahomes. Dude, I'm glad he's my quarterback. I don't care if nobody say I'll take him over any quarterback any day, including Josh Allen. And I like Josh Allen also. I think he's a great quarterback. But Mahomes have to know when to take certain risks. Like, he's just a risk taker, man. I mean, when he came into the league, he was the gunslinger and all that stuff because that's what they did in Texas Tech. He just bomb. Sometimes you got to look for that underneath stuff, and I don't think it's not even on his radar, man. Like, he's like, I'm not going to take what's right there, what they're giving me. I'm going to try to take what I want, and I think that's just targeting Kelsey 4 times is insane in a Buffalo Bills game. That's insane. I don't know if the Chiefs. I mean, hell, even D-Hop, man. They didn't really use D-Hop. They didn't really run much with Kareem. So I don't know. I don't know if they were trying to do something different or what the heck was happening.
Well, and you also have to imagine too that with the amount of sporadic weapons that they have between D-Hop and now we had that one crazy catch by Xavier. I was so happy for him. And the 4 passes to Travis, I agree with you. It's asinine.
Yeah, I agree with what Patty said right there. Defense was ready.
Yep, defense was ready.
I agree.
They've had 10 games to watch this and study. And so with that being said, it could have gone both ways, and we've all seen this a million times. No pun intended from Taylor, but I mean, we've seen this same film before. They are a second half team. I think it was the last game that we were actually ahead in the game before it was evened out, And the fact is, when you have Travis said it at the beginning, he can't be the playmaker every single time. He runs his routes, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and even if they are good, there's not a chance, there's not a choice unless it's absolutely drawn out that way that's going to go to him. They could have a play designated for Travis, but then they see such and such wide open to the right, and they're just going to go with that.
Oh, and Mahomes missed. I don't know if he was throwing. I can't remember who he threw it to, but this has happened like for the past few weeks now. I don't know who he threw it to. Not quite in the middle of the field. It was off to the right, almost in the middle of the field. I don't know who it was, but I think Noah Gray was wide open because his defender broke off. I don't know if he broke off because he saw where the ball was going or if he broke off a little early, but it left. I think it was Noah Gray. It was either Noah Gray or Justin Watson. Somebody was wide open on the right side towards the end zone. Could have been.
It was Noah Gray.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that, but I'm seeing Noah Gray in my head from watching.
D-Hop was. Not many times D-Hop was targeted yesterday.
Not enough. Yeah,
4.
No.
This is DeAndre Hopkins is Mr. Sure Hands, bro. Like his hands is just like a magnet. Okay, you only target him 4 times is insane. It's insane.
I don't know, and that's actually, I'm going to piggyback off of what Patty's saying. For those that are going to be listening to this on audio, Patty says the Chiefs seemed off or maybe overconfident. Off, yes, but they've been off all season. Overconfident, never.
No.
No.
Complacent, maybe.
Complacent, maybe.
Yes. Maybe, yeah.
That's a good word.
Overconfident. I don't think they ever get overconfident because they know that they can get broke down by like teams that they have no business losing to.
No.
Complacent like a mug, yes.
Yes.
Like where they, and I guess, yeah, and she's right. They weren't matching the Bills' energy at all. Defense was not. There was no spies on Allen. I don't know how you don't spot Josh Allen.
No.
I will spot Josh Allen every freaking play, every snap. He's on offense. There's going to be a spy on that dude. So they really wasn't. They really weren't matching energy. I don't know if it was. I don't know. I don't know if they focusing on something else or what's going on.
I honestly think that, despite all the hard work and this and that, you go into practice, you go into the facilities, you run your routes of what plays you want to work on that week. And then you look at gameplay and you look at game footage and you see what the other team is doing, specifically the Bills. Patrick and them, they know how good they are. Again, let's talk about the 13-second game. Yeah, we won, but also in the same sense, you had to have a lot of skill and a lot of discipline to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been an overconfident thing with the Kansas City Chiefs, especially with Patrick Mahomes as the captain. He knows that you could be going on such a route, and
I'm gonna say something about that too. Mm-hmm.
The fact is, what I'm trying to say is Patrick and them know how good another team can be.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear any of the players say we should have won. If they say anything along the lines of we should have won that game, it's simply because of the fact that they know they didn't put forth all the effort. It's not because they're stating that they're overzealous of the set team. They're just stating that because they know that they didn't put in the effort that they should have, and they knew better, and this is what they get for that. But end all be all of this conversation, Buffalo just had a better game plan. Simple as that.
Yeah, it seemed more like. So to go back to when Patty said that they weren't matching the Bills' energy, it definitely seemed like that. It almost seemed like they were like, I don't want to say holding back because I don't think they were holding back. I think that they were just trying to avoid overcorrecting some stuff. Because, when you overcorrect in football games especially, that's when you really start getting your teeth kicked in. So I think that they're trying to be cautious of that. As far as they missed Rashee Rice, yes, but it was good to see that they were starting to use Xavier Worthy in that slot like crazy. And it was working. They should have kept firing off on it. You know, I mean, it's nice to always see the deep passes down the field to Xavier Worthy or whoever. It's great to see that, but that Xavier Worthy was tearing that he was tearing those cross routes up, dude. Those slant plays that they use in Rice, that they use Rice for, he was handling it, and they should have kept going across just like that. And also, not to miss, Von Miller did get a sack. Did Von Miller come off the left side? I feel like he did.
I feel like he did too.
I feel like he came off the left side and got a sack. So no surprise there. No surprise.
You know, and with that being said, with the wideouts and what have you, as of 2 hours ago, the Chiefs are signing wide receiver Tyquan Thornton to their practice squad. The former second-round pick was recently released by the New England Patriots. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about people that are absolutely going to get charged with a murder next weekend against Carolina. First and foremost, Harrison Butker is out for about 3 to 4 weeks. I kind
of wish. Hold on, I kind of wish Keon Coleman was playing, but
yeah,
it's okay. I wish he was playing, so McDuffie can clamp him up a little bit, but it's all good.
You know, Harrison Butker, he's on injured reserve, which will be first eligible in week 15, which will be like the last 2 or 3 games left of the season, with a left knee injury. Isaiah Pacheco, Pop, is coming back next Sunday, so we will be seeing him. And needless to say, that running game should be absolutely stupid between him and Kareem.
That's going to be fun. Can you imagine them lining up with both of them in the backfield?
That's oh my God, thoughts and prayers, honestly. Charles,
thank you, Patty, for hanging out with us. We appreciate
absolutely, it. Patty. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from your show too.
Yeah. I know she's got a lot to say.
Oh, I know she will too. That's okay. That's what we're here for. Charles Omenihu will be coming back, so that'll be.
That's
fun.
what I can't wait for that.
No,
Chris Jones. Oh, also, Patty, before you dip out, their lineman, I can't think of his name now. Crap. He put the clamps on Chris Jones. It was a lot of one-on-ones with him and Chris Jones, and I mean, dude is like a wall. Left fingertip all the way to far right fingertip. Dude is huge, no diddy, but he had Chris Jones hemmed up a lot of times. So
yeah.
I guess to go to say I can't wait for Omenihu to come back. So now you have Uche, Omenihu, maybe, I guess, however they stack the line. And for that pass rush has been having an issue all season. Can't really put pressure on she know exactly who I was talking about. That dude, man, that dude is something else, bro. Like Chris Jones, many people can't handle Chris Jones, dude.
Nope.
And that guy, he held his own. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
But yeah, Chris Jones, hopefully our pass rush can increase or become better, whatever.
Yep, whatever. And I mean, it was good on them. Bills were ready, and that's just as simple as it gets out. When you're able to stop people like Chris Jones, and able to get through the O-line and tackle down Patrick and this and that, that says a lot about how prepared your team was.
I think that's what the problem was right there. I think he had too many wings the night before the game, and that's what happened. What they say, you are what you eat when you're on the field. So he had all those. He's just a big chicken wing just standing there, and Osiris Torrance was just eating them up, bro.
Yeah. I tell you what, dude, I can't be mad at him because I love my chicken wings and what have you. Especially the ones over at Tanner's. I'm going to give them a shout out because
Tanner's is man. Look,
listen,
we used to eat Tanner's a lot.
The charred wings.
Yeah.
We
used to eat them a lot, man. And I like Johnny's Tavern too. Johnny Tavern's good.
I can't remember what I had. I had the pretzel. I had the jumbo pretzel.
I always
after work.
I always get the dang it, the nachos. I can't
Yes.
them nachos,
Yes.
man. Shout out to Johnny Tavern. Yeah,
God dang! I just had a late lunch too. Now I'm back to being hungry again.
I know, right? See, he had over 50 freaking wings. This is why he couldn't get to Josh Allen, man. 50 freaking chicken wings. I don't blame him. They got to be good. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get them. So
We gotta we should do like maybe we need to talk to Larry about this. We need to do a travel. This is KC Sports show
yeah,
of us, and even post like a video blog or something.
Bar-
Go to the channel.
Bar Bill in Buffalo. I'm gonna see if they can like freeze them suckers, and I'll just cook them up, and they can just mail them to me.
Might as well. Just let them know you know Patty. Maybe she
Right, I know, right? Hey, Patty Bag said you guys can send us some wings. So no,
send
Bill's Mafia on behalf of Bill's Mafia.
Bishop is on the Missouri side. I'm on the Kansas side. So there shouldn't be any postal problems after that.
Exactly.
God dang. No, I'm actually, Maybe that'll be an adventure. Do like a little video blog thing of, hey, this is franchise this is KC Sports, and I am in Patty's neighborhood of Buffalo, New York, and I'm here to get some chicken wings.
Czech Republic, man, jeez.
That's crazy.
I know they had a good time, but
I bet they did. There's a lot of international students. Our super fan June,
from South Korea.
Yep.
Dude.
First off, that dude's wild.
That dude is hella wild, bro. hey. So when I saw him on Twitter, I'm like, oh, that's nice. A guy from South Korea came all the way to the States to, go to the Rose game. And I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. I know he was, excited. Man, nah. He's no regular foreigner at all. Dude, that dude is, nah. Nope. I'm not even gonna get into it.
I've seen his feed the last 48 hours, and I have done nothing but cry laughing because I'm just like, he's one of us.
Right? Yeah. Some of the stuff, and that English is superb, bro. when he's talking about certain stuff, that English is on point, bro. I was like, yeah, y'all, you know what that means, huh? You can say that very well.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that dude is a trip.
Yeah. I can't wait for him to come back. I'm gonna try to hang out with him, try to meet him because that dude is,
I would love to. Actually, no, I don't know if you remember this meme or not, but there was a meme or a picture of a fan getting her beer spilt on her when Chris Jones jumped into the stands and whatnot. You just see her disgruntled face, like "fuck my life" and whatnot. Julie Collins is her name, and her and I follow each other on Twitter. And I want to see if maybe she would be interested if her and maybe her husband Brett would love to be a part of the show. Talk about a little bit of Chiefs life. Talk about what her mind was going through when Chris Jones decided that he was going to spill her beer.
She probably was like, "Damn it, that was some good beer," but hey, it's Chris Jones in my lap.
Yeah. It's just like you can't work away from that. You just can't. It'd be the same difference as if like freaking anybody really, but if anybody that was a captain or whatever on the team that is in your face or on the lap or what have you, that would be fun. That would be a cool deal. God Almighty, I really wish I didn't work on Sundays because then I'd have a better time to get to a game or what have you. And I know there's Monday night games, there's Thursday night games, but then there's life. So I'm just gonna have to be that guy that has to either go somewhere or just sit at home. But that's fine.
Right. Yeah,
that is fine. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time, and we just hit right on the nail. Thank you again so much for joining us. Thank you for the 30 people that are watching us live on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys. We're going to try and continue building onto the show. Ralph and Patty, thank you for interacting with us tonight for the show. Ralph, we'll see you in December. And, of course, good game, Patty.
We will see Buffalo in January, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Another 9-and-something team. If they don't make the playoffs, then that'd
be crazy.
That's crazy.
If either one of us don't make the playoffs, that'd be like, what the hell just happened?
What just happened here? This was the shift in the universe. This is not okay.
I mean, on the flip side, the Bengals are technically eliminated.
That's fair. That is fair. We can definitely say that for sure. The team to beat.
The team to beat.
Follow us on the Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at IE Sports Radio. If you're on YouTube, look up IE Sports Radio and then find This Is KC Sports. You can follow myself, or you can follow the main account. This is KC_IESR. You can follow me at Real Franchise, and then follow my man Bishop X Runners with a Z at the end. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we will see you again right here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hopefully a little bit more lighting on my side, but honestly, actually, this whole black background with just the light burning up on me because of my permanent tan actually works out. So
it's not bad. At first, I was like, what the hell is the franchise doing in the dark? I was like, dude, every week he got something going on. It's either we can't hear you, we can't see you, or the cat making an appearance. Yep. But hey, it works.
It works. It somehow works. My life is cinema.
It's all good, man.
Luckily, I haven't died from 152 beats per minute heart rate. I mean, we're still good there.
That was insane, dude.
I know. It's probably still happening even to this day, but I don't know. I'm still alive, so that's all that matters.
You don't have a flutter, do you?
Nope.
Then you good then.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:02. It is time for us to go take a nap. For Bishop,
definitely.
My name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. And this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye and good night.
Peace.